spoken. Don't ever forget you're golden.
Yo, what is going on, guys? Papa Johanis here, and today we're going to be talking about why I think Ornn is slightly unbalanced, slightly broken, and why I don't think he should have been made the way he was. Now, he has the passive to change his team's shop, giving them extra items in the sense of you get an upgraded Abyssal Mask, Trinity Force, Affinity Edge, etc. There's quite a few items based with different classes. A couple types of champions do not really gain a benefit from some of these items, so there's some champions that really do miss out on these items. But all in all, it comes down to the main gold benefit when it comes down to 6 items full build. When a game comes to that part, you cannot ignore the numbers. Even if in most games it's not really going to make a difference, the numbers are still there, and it still gives one team a number advantage when it comes down to gold efficiency, item efficiency, and one team having more gold in their inventories than another team. You know, numbers equal damage, and the fact of the matter is, if we just take a look at the Infinity Edge upgrading into the Molten Edge, we have it gives plus 30 AD. This is a page that was made by Super Cool Isaac. It's pretty cool that he's managed to write all these down and kind of calculate the efficiency. So if we look at them, we have the Infinity Edge with the Molten Edge, 30 AD, cost 1000, gold value added 1050, and then you can just read the rest as I scroll down and you'll see what I mean. These are all of the items that he's talking about with the bonuses. Now, if you look at it from the Rabadon's Death Cap, for instance, it says plus 55 AP, but this is actually incorrect because the Rabadon's Death Cap, with its percentage added on, if you take the 55 AP and then add on a percentage of that 55 AP alone, it becomes 74 AP in total bonus. So for 1000 extra gold, the other team cannot get at all. So you think about it, when it's full build at the end of the game, this other team cannot do anything. You can spend 1k and get an extra 74 AP, which doesn't seem like a lot, but on some champions, 74 AP, especially with scalings, can be 200 damage, etc. So if you think maybe you've got 2 AP users in a team fight, 200 damage, let's say they both scale well, 200 damage times 2, that's 400 damage. 400 damage extra in a team fight can make or break a team fight. It's the same with the Infinity Edge. Like, for instance, if I remember right, with Ezreal Q over scaling on the AD, 30 AD can give quite a bit of scale damage, which can make up quite a bit in a team fight, considering that Ezreal's Q is down on like a 1.5 second cooldown. If you hit, it's such a low cooldown, so you're just spamming that, so the damage adds up. It's all extra damage that one team has that the other team doesn't. So it kind of makes this really unfair imbalance in the end game team fights, that it's not really fair. Obviously, in most occasions this isn't really going to matter because a lot of team fights are kind of, you know, one team jumping on the other team, etc., and catching each other off guard. But in a straight up team fight, I feel like there will be fights where this will make a difference and this will be quite unfair, and I don't think it's going to stack up pretty well. And I just don't think that Riot were thinking what when they made this champion's passive. Now, in terms of the champion himself, he is really, really strong, and I don't. There's a handful, about maybe 5 or 6 champions that can really push him back in lane. But if you play smart, you play right, and you farm up, you get fed. You know, you use the other passive where you can make items in lane. You don't have to go back to the shop. You can make items, so you can kind of stay in lane and get a power spike over your opponent if you have the gold before they back. And you take all these things into consideration. The champion really, when it boils down to it, basing around just his shot benefit, gives one team a numerical advantage, and that's just a fact. If you add up the gold efficiency across all of them, I mean, if we look at it on average, each item is around 1.1k gold efficient apart from the support items. So if we exclude the support items, each item is around 1k on average, we'll say 1k on average, better gold efficiency wise. So if we had that across 5 people, let's say all 5 people utilize one of these items, that means that your team has around 5,000 more gold into your items than the other team. So your team is 5,000 gold more efficient than the other team. And that is quite, like, it doesn't seem like much endgame when everyone's builds are, like, you know, quite a lot of money. but that can make or break a fight, and it really does go into account. And I don't think that Riot took that into account when they were making the champions shot passive with the extra items added on. There are also other ways you can look at this, is with the Rabadon's death cap, with the Rabadon going into the Rabadon's death crown. An issue I see with this is, let's say you're building multiple items, which you do on quite a lot of AP champions. You can end up having to go down different item routes, and you end up having your full inventory with separate little items, and then you'll combine all your items at the end. If you have, let's say, all these inventory slots taken up, and you just have this random 1,000 gold to sat in, and you're about to walk out and not buy anything because you can't upgrade anything else yet, because just the way you've built your build path, and you're about to walk out and you're about to set up a team fight or a baron fight, and you just look at your shop and you see a Rabadon's death crown for 1,000 gold, add an extra 74 AP before you go out. It's just a simple purchase, and you don't even have to use an inventory space for it. As long as you have a death cap, it's just boom, 1k gold. You've just got a better item than the enemy mid who's got a death cap. You've got a death crown. You're getting 74 more AP based off of that one item that the other team cannot acquire. So I don't think that is fair. I may just be really blowing it out of all proportion, but I just don't find how one team having a numerical advantage over the other team, be it late game or not, I don't see how that can be justified in any way, shape or form. So leave in the comments what you think. Give me your opinions. I'd love to hear them. This is just my opinion and the way I see it based off the numbers provided, and from what I've seen in game. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe for all future content. Drop a comment down below, have a discussion, and like the video. It really does help. It's been Papa Johanis, and I'll see you guys later. Have a great day. Peace.